The TVC journalist, Otitoju, but the man, he folded. He changed mouth afterwards. We should be able to call people out, we call journalists out when they go astray. That's the ethics of this job.
It is borderline irresponsible or irresponsibility for anybody to come out and say Jide took back what he said. I knew that they would do this because they assume that everybody is cowardly. And I've contacted two lawyers. Barrister Titilayo Ajao is one of them. Barrister Olutekun, have contacted two lawyers. Because if you went on air to lie against me, to say I took back what I didn't take back, to try to portray me as somebody without honor, somebody without integrity, then we shall meet in court. It's as simple as that.
So this TVC journalist, Kolade Otitoju, has promised to take Rufai Oseni to court for calling him out over his stance on Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. Kolade had hours before Bola Ahmed Tinubu went on air to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State, has stated clearly that the president does not have any right to suspend any elected officials in Nigeria.
Based on the 1999 Constitution, you cannot have a state of emergency that will send a governor packing, that will send elected representatives of the people at the state level packing for a period of time. That was an antiquated law. Nigerians will have challenged Obasanjo that this law does not exist. But he used it in a number of states. An illegal law was used to send fellowship packing. There is no such thing. And I still hear people say, declare state of emergency. Nobody can declare a state of emergency in Nigeria currently because we now know the law. Although many people don't know. What the 1999 Constitution precises in the state of emergency is that during that period, you can arrest people for 90 days without trial. It was an illegal law that Obasanjo used and got away with it. But after that, no Nigerian president
has tried it.
Nobody, if anybody tries it, that person will fail. It does not exist in our laws anymore.
Where the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who owns this TV station where this man works, hours after this man has clearly stated that the president will not and does not have the right to suspend elected officials in Nigeria, went on air and declared a state of emergency in Rivers State. Not only did the president declare a state of emergency in Rivers State, the president suspended the governor of Rivers State, Simila Yefubara, the deputy Ngozi Odo, and all the House of Assembly members that were elected by the people. This veteran journalist, this experienced journalist, was asked after that declaration was made, what does he have to say about what the president has done so far? Listen to what he said.
Talk to me. Did you see this coming? Because we talked about the state of emergency on the show.
I didn't see it coming, but I will say that the president caught me and many Nigerians by surprise. I didn't see it coming based on the fact that I had read that section repeatedly. The section cited, I had read this repeatedly. I was very much convinced that the president has not got the powers to sack elected officials. And that was what I said. There are many people who are saying, oh, we are going to hear what Jide will say today. He's going to take back what he said. I do not take back anything. I do not take back anything that I said. I repeat. Based on my reading of the provisions of the Constitution, I did not see anywhere the law permitted the president to sack or to suspend elected state officials like House of Assembly members, like the governor. So, and that was the point that I made. But the president then made that broadcast at 7 o'clock, and we were all shocked. I wasn't thinking along that line. Some thought maybe I had a premonition that I was trying to dissuade the president, convince the president not to do it. None of that happened. I didn't know that the president was going to do it. I just expressed my opinion that, look, no matter what happens, the democratic structures should be in place. Because I repeat, I didn't see anywhere in the Constitution where the president was permitted by law to have those elected officials suspended. And I remember that during Jonathan's time as president, this issue also came up, and lawyers made the point that the president, that you can impose a state of emergency, but not go to the extent of removing state officials who are duly elected by the people. And the state of emergency that Jonathan imposed in the 3 states where Boko Haram insurgency was such a big problem, where they were killing people, it merely permitted the armed forces to detain people for 90 days without trial. So as a journalist and historian, I recall the past, I recalled what happened, and it influenced my judgment at that time. But I could see the mischief that some Nigerians were trying to make, trying to give the impression that I said all of those things after the president's speech. Of course, that was not what happened. I had said it about 1.5 hours before the president. Yes, before the president made the proclamation. Exactly. Again, some were saying, oh, if the president had said it earlier, would Jide have found the courage to say this? These are people who do not know us. So it's not a case of, oh, if he had said it earlier, I would have been forced to support. Of course, I'm entitled to my own opinion, and that was what I expressed. There were lawyers who called me to say, Jide, you are wrong. You shouldn't have said the president has not got the power. And one of them went as far as telling me that, and even cited, he said, the Emergency Powers Act 1961/1962 has not been repealed, but only omitted from the compilation of laws of the Federation of Nigeria and described as pent. It remains law. As long as the National Assembly has not repealed it, it remains law. Yes, I said that based on my own judgment. I'm not a lawyer, but based on my understanding of the provisions of the Constitution, and I do not take it back. Those who see me as a coward, I will take it back. You are hearing me now. I do not take back what I said yesterday, and that is me.
Well, Rufai Oseni of Arise TV did not like the way and manner at which he represented his statement. Rufai Oseni was expecting him to come out and criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu for doing the wrong thing. After all, he has stated clearly in the first instance that the president do not have the right, and it stands that the president do not have the right to do what he did. Whatever the president did was illegal. But these veteran journalists, these experienced journalists who work for Bola Ahmed Tinubu do not have the balls to call out the president for suspending Similaye Fubara. Now listen to what Rufai Oseni said.
This TVC journalist, he made all these comments way ahead, right before Tinubu's broadcast, before the declaration. Did he read? Okay, he changed his mouth. Okay, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
That's why we say people should have integrity. He made all these comments before. But the man, he folded. He changed mouth afterwards. Guess what he was not quoting? He was not saying that somebody sent me about that emergency law. The TVC journalist, Otitoju. He was not quoting.
No, he's a very senior journalist.
I know, but with due respect, in this regard, you change mouths. That's just it.
How did he change?
We are talking facts.
Okay, what did he say?
Earlier before now, Dr. Abati, he said all the right things before that decision was made. But next time, yes, and yesterday, at first he blamed Fubara all through. Now he was not talking about the fact that there was an emergency law of 1961 or 1962 that you were talking about.
There is 1961.
And he claimed that law, somebody sent him, that had not been repealed. So people are changing mouths. See, when we should be able to call people out, we call journalists out when they go astray. That's the ethics of this job. We're not doing it because we are doing paddy or friendship here. We are saying it because that's just it.
Before I want to just unpack the whole system. You said that this TVC journalist, has changed his stance at this point.
Babajide Otitoju.
Otitoju.
Yes.
Well,
he's an experienced journalist. Don't just say TVC journalist.
See, I just say TVC journalist because obviously it's easier for me not to pronounce Otitoju. But now you have taught me how to do it. Well,
Otitoju is not happy with what Rufai Oseni said about him on air, and he has promised to take Rufai Oseni to court.
All right.
Nothing like taking back what I said. Reading the law, reading the Constitution, I was convinced that a president has not got the power. At least it's not stated in the Constitution that the president had the power to suspend democratic structures. And that was what I said, and I stuck to that. It is borderline irresponsibility for anybody to come out and say Jide took back what he said. I knew that they would do this because they assume that everybody is cowardly. But I cannot at this stage of my career say something, disagree with the president on an issue, and then come out to say, oh, I take it back, or make my position known on an issue because my position does not go along with the president's position, I will now take it back. No, that day will not come. And I've said before on this program that the day it becomes impossible for me to say the truth, God knows what to do with me. So this is not, we didn't start this job today. Some people emerged from nowhere and suddenly became popular on TV. We are not like that. We've taken risks in our life. We've fought the military. Some of our friends lost their lives. Some of us are fortunate to be alive. Some of us wrote stories that sent our editors to jail. But we are lucky to be alive. That day will not come when I, Babajide Otitoju, will have an opinion and will be afraid to express it. And if he expresses it and it goes against the opinion of the president, he will start running from pillar to post and be looking for a way to do damage control. I do not do that. And the president knows me very well. The president has never quarreled with me over any comment that I made that may not tally with his own comments. I can recall occasions when I said some things that the president was not happy about before he became president, and he held my hand. We met at an occasion, he held my hand and said, who told you that this is this is this? And I said, I sent people there to do the investigation. That investigation that I'm talking about was in respect of Benue State. The president was not happy with what we did, and he complained to me. But he's not a petty person who will now say, oh, because I do not agree with what Jide said, then he will now tell them, oh, find a way to get Jide out of the company. If those people, if that is the way they are, this president is not like that. And this won't be the last time that I will even have opinion that will not tally with his. I can make that commitment that if I see anything that the president, that constitutes the truth, I will say it. I'm a knowledge hunter. I call judges before debating issues that have to do with the judiciary. I call judges. I call big lawyers. Some of the biggest judges in our country, I used to call them. Justice Salami, president of the Court of Appeal, I used to ask for his opinion. So when I talk with finality on legal matters, it is because I have spoken with the best in our country. That's how I've made a name for myself. And no TV station in Nigeria, no TV station can rubbish the name that I've made. I was forged in the fire of qualitative journalism. I was trained by the best. And some of the people at the station where they tried to, where they openly lied against me, some of the best in that station passed through me. So this is the fact. Some of the best in that station passed through me. So I did not take back, I'm saying it again, Nigerians are witnesses to this. I did not take back what I said. What I said yesterday was Nigerians will wait for their representatives to decide what to do with the president's proclamation. The president made his proclamation. I said we have nothing to do about it. We can't decide over it. That the representatives of the Nigerian people, the Senate and the House of Reps, have the final say. They can overrule the president. So that is where I stand. And I've contacted two lawyers. Barrister Titilayo Ajao is one of them. Barrister Olutekun, we have contacted two lawyers. Because if you went on air to lie against me, to say I took back what I didn't take back, to try to portray me as somebody without honor, somebody without integrity, then we shall meet in court. It's as simple as that.
All right, now in everything I got from what he said so far, he said he's a veteran journalist, he fought the military, he's not scared of anyone. He equally said he's a knowledge hunter. He contacted senior lawyers in the country regarding that incident, and they told him that the president does not have the right to suspend an elected officials. Now the president has suspended the governor of Rivers State, suspended all the elected officials in Rivers State. Now what exactly is his position in this matter? That is what we expect him to say categorically. As a seasoned veteran journalist that has done more for this country, that has fought the military, stand in front of the television. Even maybe if TVC will not give you the airtime to say it, go to another television. Based on what senior lawyers have told you, call out the president on this matter. State it categorically, verbatim. That is what they are expecting of you, not this twist and turn you are doing. You are just taking back your words. You are not brave enough to call out the president for doing an illegal thing because you are working for him in his company. That is what Rufai Oseni is saying. And you have not proven him wrong. All this back and forth of yours is just you proving him right on what he said. The big question is, did the president err in suspending Fubara, yes or no? You initially said it was wrong. Why are you trying to quote a non-existing law just to make sure you retain your job? It is the so-called emergency journalist that you are trying to criticize that is speaking truth to power. Someone like Rufai is the person that is speaking truth to power. Rufai is not scared of anyone, but you, a veteran journalist that fought the military to a standstill, you cannot call the president to order. What are you doing? And the next thing you say that you are going to sue him, you will see him in court. All right, we are going to see how that will play out. We will see how this will play out. And this is what they love how to do. Whenever they are caught doing the wrong thing, they will threaten you with the court. A journalist suing a fellow journalist, rather than putting heads together to create a lasting legacy, a legacy of truth, a legacy of posterity, a legacy of speaking truth to power, a legacy of holding the government accountable, they resort to suing their fellow journalists. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.